So, Maia, you want to introduce your guitar player with you?
This is Linda Taylor on the guitar and background vocals. She is my band, and has been really, for the most part, for the last maybe 5 or 6 years.
So you're of course quite a songwriter for your own stuff, but your music's been used by lots of other artists as well. How does that feel? Is it ever tough to like give your songs away?
Oh, never. It's such a thrill. Well, I mean, aside from being, very helpful to just kind of keep this whole crazy dream alive, it's also, that's a heck of a compliment. They only have maybe 11 or 12 spots on that album, and I know that they've heard 1,000 songs for that spot, and if they choose my song, I am all for it. In fact, there was one instance where I was going to put a song that somebody else wanted onto my album, and I held off and I put it on a later album because of that, because it's just such a thrill. And if I think that there's a chance, I know it's hard to believe that another artist is going to sell more albums than I do. I know it's hard to go there, but then I am all for it.
Have you ever been disappointed with the way that one of your songs has turned out? Has someone taken it in a different direction?
That's a really good question. I have friends that have had their songs recorded by other artists that are like, hey, I'm just really proud of this. I got it recorded by so-and-so, but you don't have to go listen to it. It's okay. Don't worry about it. I've been really, really fortunate that the people that have chosen to record my songs have done a fabulous job, and I was generally already a fan of them, I mean, of all of them, probably Bonnie Raitt is the biggest one. I've been a fan of hers my whole life, and then I heard that she was going to record those songs, and she did a great job on them. The Dixie Chicks did a great job. So yes, in that way, I've been very lucky. I think if I had held a song off of my album and then somebody did it and took it in some crazy way or changed a lyric or something, that would have been really hard. But that hasn't happened, and I should find some wood and knock on it. There you go.
So you mentioned Bonnie Raitt there. How did the musical relationship with Bonnie? Did she just call you one day, or record company, or how does that work?
Her manager emailed me, and I went fetal in a corner for about an hour, and then once I recovered, I could answer. And she told me she was going to do 3 of her songs on that album, Souls Alike. And then she called me in to sing some harmonies and play a little saxophone, because my harmonies and horn were on a couple of those songs, and she wanted to recreate those. And I will never forget, I walked into the studio, and this is a woman I've admired for 25 years up to that point, and I walked into the studio, and she's the only one in the lounge, and she's waiting for me with open arms, and she's, Maia, I finally get to meet you. I'm supposed to be saying that. She was so real, so earthy. So I recorded with her, and then I got to go on the road with her. I got to sing on her album. She sang on my album. It's just this ongoing love fest that honestly it's been so soul satisfying that it's helped me at a lot of points along the way, because this can be a hard road sometimes. And when somebody that you think so highly of shows up and says, you know what, I think highly of you too, that helps. It's more than any, it's more than a check. It's more than anything. It really helps.
So what's next for you solo-wise? Is there another album on the way, or?
Starting to think about another album. Yeah, you gotta keep it fresh.
What's that process like? You just kind of gather material, and when you have enough songs, you go in, or do you say, I'm going to be recording this summer, so it's my goal to get ready for that?
I usually make sure that I have a nice handful of songs that I have already been kind of itching to get on an album. That first song, actually, we've been playing that live for a little while, and that is, slated for the next album. And there's a handful of others. So yeah, I need to make sure that I have that. And it's hard to, kind of find the balance sometimes, because if you're on the road a lot, then you might not have the opportunity to write the songs for the next album. But I feel like I'm kind of right at that now. So we're going to go in probably in the fall, and if fall goes well, get something new out in the spring.
Excellent. All right. Well, let's hear some more music. Give it up again for Maia.